G'day everyone, it's Sailor MB here, and do I have a tale of fortune for you today? I managed to extract with a hardened bone plate and a meteor core for the very first time ever, and it did not go easily. I had to fight 3 prospectors for my life to get out of there, and it was an absolutely roller coaster of emotion and adrenaline. I dropped in south of Science Campus and I'm heading up to the vaccine labs, and I literally do a double take looking over at the lagoon when I see the black smoke coming from the meteor. When I first dropped in, it gave me the message that evac is now available, which means a storm just passed through this server. So it's quite possible no one on the server knows that this meteor shower happened. And I'm thinking in my head, I am never gonna get a better time than now to do this event for the very first time. I do take a little while to get started because I'm incredibly nervous, and I have never killed a Marauder before, and I've never got a Meteor Core, but I can see people dropping in all around me. So I really just have to get started and get stuck into it. So I get the Marauder's attention, and my plan is just to sit here up on the balcony and be safe, because these guys do a lot of damage and I'm only wearing green stuff. I also didn't bring ammo planning for a PvE encounter like this. So I'm looking at the damage that I'm doing to his health bar, and I'm looking at my total ammo count, and it's gonna be close. I think I can just make it with the ammo I have, but I'm gonna have to hit every single shot. And because I am standing up here on the balcony and not baiting out his attacks, I'm not getting any weak point hits on him. So I am just really banging my bullets directly against his hardened plate and not getting any bonus damage. So I'm about to run out of my Manticore bullets, so I do the smart thing. Let's finish him with the shotgun. Let's save some of my ranged weapon in case I get jumped by the player. It's a reasonable thing to do, but I do get a little bit overconfident here. He's got a bit more health left than I thought, and I stand in his poison, and it does about 50% of my health there. He charges at me. I get one shot, but I miss the second one, completely missing the briefly exposed weak point, and he smacks me around. I'm on less than 10% health. I'm running away. The Strider's aggroed. I fall off the cliff. I can't even make the jump properly because I'm so just full of adrenaline and trying to get away and survive. But fortunately, I make it to this safe ledge. I use the weak medkit, which I keep for that purpose, and I finish the Marauder off. And here it is, my first ever hardened bone plate. And the second after I pick it up, I hear someone jump in and run in the building, and I'm about to get jumped by my first person. I pull out a grenade in preparation, but I peek before it's properly out, and he does a lot of damage to me there. I should have held my cover until the grenade was fully out before peeking and throwing it. But I find myself a little shelter here. I spam some heals, and I do not hear anything. This man is not pushing me. If I did that much damage to someone and they didn't do a single bit of damage to me, I would be pushing them hard. So I'm thinking in the back of my head that maybe, just maybe, I got this man with the grenade. But I am still so nervous and so cautious, because the first time you get overconfident in this game is when you die. So I'm just slowly making my way back up to the balcony, and there it is. You can see his body armor, his backpack, his guns, just chilling on the balcony because I nailed him with that grenade. That is an awesome grenade kill, and I'm really happy that worked out. So I now have the hardened bone plate, got some weapons from this man, and now I just got to kill the Strider to get the Meteor Core. What could possibly go wrong? But this Strider, I definitely underestimated, because he is tanking a lot of hits from me and doing a lot of damage to me. And again, I missed with the shotgun at point blank range. I even switched back to the weapon I was trying to save my ammo on because I was that concerned about the damage he was doing to me. And I have to use my last heal to recover from this. So I'm not in a good place right now. I have virtually no ranged ammo. I have 60% health with no stims left, but I do finally get my first ever Meteor Core, and I am over the moon, but I'm also incredibly nervous because I don't see how I'm getting out of this raid alive. Now, I was actually wearing a restoration helmet, which I didn't realize at the time, so my health is very slowly going up, but my plan is to loot these two containers here because they often spawn ammo, and I was fortunate enough that it did have medium ammo in it. And then I'm going to keep heading north, as was my original plan, and get heals from the vaccine labs. And then I might have a fighting chance when people fight me. But before I can do any of that, I have to fight another 2 prospectors. Look here when I go into crouch. That's the exact time that I could hear another player around me. Takes me a second to get my bearings, but then I figure out he's down between me and the lagoon. And there he is, just peeking his head over the top of the grass. So without really thinking about it, I just load into him when he's completely unaware. I need to get those first shots in, because if we trade, I'm gonna lose with my minimal health and no healing. But for maybe the first time playing the Cycle Frontier, I actually get decent shots on with my first clip and don't miss most of the shots. So we drop this guy down right in the bush here, which gives us perfect cover to loot his body. And I'm hoping he has some heals on him, and we hit the jackpot. This man is loaded on stims, so we're going to be able to completely heal up to full, and we're going to be in a lot better position now. I have ammo back, I have my health back up, and I have stims in reserve as well. For what looked like a guaranteed death just 60 seconds ago is now looking in a much better place. So as I head north to Vaccine Labs, another person is dropping in front of me. So my initial plan is to try and find an alternate path over the rocks. Usually there's some pretty good jump-in puzzles you can do to get around the place, but I can't find anything, so I just have to head straight up the alleyway here. And sure enough, we have a man coming down to attack us. And I didn't know this at the time, but this is actually the same person we killed with the grenade. They dropped back into the same instance to try and fight me. And now they went full balls to the walls there. Even though I did so much damage to them initially, they still kept coming. So even before I get to the end screen and realize it's the same person, I'm kind of thinking it might be. Because when we go and loot this man's backpack, he has absolutely nothing on him apart from ammo, and obviously he was only carrying weapons and armor. So we didn't gain anything from that, just survival and another prospector kill count to add to our stats. And now this extract is really long. This is one of the longest extracts you can actually possibly have in this game, with where I spawned, where I picked up most of my loot, pretty much right next to the spawn, and I have to make it diagonally across almost the entire map to be safe. And we have to cross this massive open section south of the lake. So a lot of nervous run-in and walk-in to get to extract, but I finally make it there. And I am over the moon with getting out with this loot. It's such an adrenaline rush getting high tier loot and getting out of there. I hope you guys enjoyed my very emotional and very adrenaline filled journey, and I'll see you guys on Fortuna 3.